y'all. Welcome to Equi-Tea Talk. And this is our first episode. The kettle is on. Let's talk some tea.
Period. Welcome to our first pour. It's literally the first episode that we're doing this. So we're going to be working out some kinks, talking about some things on campus.
It's live, y'all.
Yeah, it's going to be live. It's going to be good. So a little quick intro. I'm Anisa Mitchell. I'm our coordinator of student success and equity here. Also part of our Black Student Union, also part of our Pride Planning Committee, also part of all the things that are Equi-Tea. So yeah, super excited.
And I'm Maddie Mandelas. I'm a student success advisor here in special programs and services. I'm also the chair for the True to You Club and the Pride Planning Committee. I'm also oh my God, I just wear so many hats here.
Right.
I'm the region I'm rep for CalWorks, so I represent 12 schools in our region. So very exciting. All built in with equity work. But first and foremost, please tell me, what are you sipping?
I'm sipping Lipton. Lipton hot tea in my little ceramic cup my Grammy gave me. It's super cute. We wanted to bring a little razzle dazzle today. You know?
Okay.
What about you?
Well, mine's not hot at all because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We were running a little late and we had to grab the little Liptons out of the cabinet. So it's Lipton cold tea.
It's iced tea.
Iced tea.
It's actually not even nice. It's lukewarm.
We can't even say brewing because it was brewed somewhere else.
Yeah, but it was brewed and then steeped a little bit.
It's tea. It still counts.
It's enough. It's enough. So now that wait. How long have you been at BCC, Maddie?
Me? I don't know if I care to admit this, but 14 years. I've been working here 14 years.
That's a long time.
It's a very long time. Someone called me the historian once.
Period. Oh, man, 15 years. 14? 15?
14.
That's a long time.
Very. How long have you been here?
I think I've been here for about 7 years. I started as a student worker, which is super awesome. I think that just shows the growth that you can have here.
Yeah. Right? I started as a student worker too.
I think that's a lot of our staff stories. Have a list, so you say that 5 times fast. I'm saying. Yeah, I think that's pretty awesome. So it's we're here to stay. From that time, I think that's how we got here, right? And that's kind of segueing into our next segment. Right?
But what is Equi-Tea? Can you show me that?
Yeah, Equi-Tea is everything. So I think equity is building bridges, right? Filling gaps in services, programs, and just empowering all of our students here, regardless of their background, socioeconomic status, all the buzzwords, right? Just empowering and inspiring and providing opportunity,
But what this podcast is supposed to be about, it's moving past those buzzwords and acronyms and to real student stories and the real impact that those student stories have, not just on our students, but on our faculty, on our classified staff, and even administration as well. Right. But can you tell us the why now?
I think the why now, just piggybacking on what you said too, is the impact, right? We just want to share that impact because how many people don't know that a lot of our staff members started as student workers, started by just starting their journey at BCC. So I think that's kind of the why now. And then just, wanting to, like you said, move away from buzzwords and acronyms like DEI, It's so easy to brush stuff off when you're just DEI is this or DEI is that. And I think a lot of people think that it's new, but in reality, these are longstanding values and institutional priorities that we've had here. So I think just coming to the forefront, not just working in the shadows or behind the scenes and really honing in on, it doesn't have to be dreary work. It's fun, engaging. It's good for the community. It's good for us.
Yeah. Because equity can kind of be, if you're not working in it, or if you only listen to the media and its portrayal of it, like you said, that DEI type conversation, it can be rather intimidating for folks. So, and then it gets confusing. Is it equality? Is it equity? And I always like to frame it the way, picture equality is for everyone. And equity kind of fills in those gaps to kind of help equality out to make sure everyone is moving forward at the same pace at the same time.
Yeah, I always say it's meeting students where they're at or serving, right? You give a student a plate of food, they grub on it, they're nourished. That's equity for me. Yeah. I'm saying make sure that everybody's getting what they need. Some people need protein, some people are vegetarian, some people are pescatarian.
Soy.
Yeah, we're serving, you got gluten allergy. We are serving you how you need to be served. So I think that's the biggest thing. And a lot of those examples, equity is everywhere. You don't have to have equity in your title or be a chief diversity officer to do equity work. It's, like you said, being part of the Pride Planning Committee. It's, helping a student get from point A to point B on campus. working with our affinity groups, all that. Like our purchasing people are doing equity work because they're literally supporting how we put on all of our events, activities, etc. So,
but even just like you said there, that's all behind the scene work. And what we want to do is bring all the behind the scene work to the forefront, because this is for everybody. It's not just for administration who are making important decisions that can impact not just classified staff, but our students as well. Let's bring all of the work that we're doing, behind closed doors, important work, but let's make it public and more transparent. We're all about transparency here at Barstow Community College, and I know our institution as a whole is great with transparency, but let's bring the work to the forefront so our students really can grasp what we're really trying to do here at Barstow Community College. And what do we call these? What do we call these?
I think they're just like baby claps.
Okay, so
gathering. I don't know. It depends on context.
Because for the historian here, it used to be just a quick snap and little in Z formation, but now it's transitioned to this.
It's like demure. It's classy because I don't want to just like start clapping into this mic. I want to be like,
because I don't want to be.
I'm trying to give you your flowers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, is that what
I think that's what it is. Like
we're planting the seeds. We're planting the seeds. Is that what we're doing? Okay.
Yeah.
So and again, I want to emphasize that this is not just for students. This is for staff. This is for faculty. This is for our maintenance workers, for our IT guys, everyone who works behind the scenes, anyone who is part of the moving machine here at Barstow Community College, and this is for you.
Right. And in the community, I would say, like, if you just want to stay abreast, in the know, see what's brewing at BCC.
Because you don't have to be a student here to participate with anything here at Barstow Community College. We have, outreach functions, we have festivals, we have concerts. Anything here, it's open to the community, and this podcast is also for our community at large in the greater Barstow area.
So we definitely want to introduce people that are doing the work. Because, Maddie and I, we MC a lot. So it's easy for people to identify us, but we want to bring others on campus, or to this podcast. And students, our Associated Student Government, some of our VPs, administration, because again, those are the people that are really driving this work, but you might not know them by their name because they're just in their caves doing their thing.
In their element. Yeah.
Right.
So as we steep into all of these stories all season long, because this is not just a one-off thing, we're going to make it a season. Let's give y'all a little bit of a taste. Just a taste. Hold on. Let's give a taste. Cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
There we go. Little taste. Oh, that's definitely Lipton.
Pinky's up. No, for real. You need to get
tell me what's brewing here at BCC?
So much. So if you didn't know, we just started our fall semester, fall 2025. Woo-woo. August 4th was the first day, this Monday. It has been a whirlwind. Zoom in. It's a whirlwind. These bad. No, I'm just kidding. It's been a week, but honestly, it went by so fast. I met so many new students. It's been great. I think we kicked it off with our week of welcome. So this is like a semesterly.
What do they shorten it to? Wow, right?
Yeah. Wow. There was even a superhero theme at one point. We've done so many of these. Yeah.
I actually wore one of our vintage WoW shirts, and it was the superhero theme.
We might need to bring that back.
We do.
Marvel's reviving a lot of their movies, so I feel like it's just appropriate right now.
Okay, side note, if you were a Marvel superhero, who would you be?
If I was Scarlet Witch, unhinged.
This is why we're
right.
the same.
Wanda, that's my girl. Okay, because
can you imagine just equity?
Yeah, no, literally, I would create equity everywhere. Bing, bing, bing,
bing, bing, bing.
You guys would see so many visuals.
But we had
some visuals.
But part of WoW Week, we had donuts with the dean, right? Which dean? All deans or?
No. Okay, so our donuts with the dean is the dean of counseling and student success and Equi-Tea. Y'all see what I did there? That's my girl. That's actually my direct supervisor, Clementina Macias. Dean Macias, she's so awesome, and she's pretty new here. She started last June and hit the ground, not running, but sprinting. Okay.
Yeah.
And she wanted to implement, again, sharing out, meeting new people. She's one of those administrators that definitely want to know our students by name. So she came up with that concept of Donuts with the Dean. And we just do it, I want to say 6 to 8 times a semester, at least every month.
Right? I know I showed up.
Showed up and showed out. We actually work with a local coffee shop, Crave Coffee House, which is
shout out to Crave Coffee.
Love you, Yvonne. Thank you for hooking
Buy
us
local.
Up. Period. Buy local.
But that's, I think, what I love mostly about Donuts with the Dean here. And if students haven't attended one, please do, because it's that background work that's coming to the forefront. That's our dean who does work in the background with our cabinet, our administrators, and she is an administrator. But that's the type of work that I was referencing to, that, this is the background work that we're trying to bring to the forefront. Let's hear, the reason why we're all here is because what? Our students. Let's hear, from the source. And I think she's doing a great job of actually doing that. I love Donuts with the Dean.
And that's literally where it came from. Like, just hosting an informal space to where we're coming to students. Like, we literally post up in the B Building Amphitheater or on one of these paths across the campus.
Because they can be a little hot sometimes.
Because they do. Yeah, we did go into the shade because your girl's eyebrows were sweating down to me. I was struggling. I wore all black that day. I had my good vibes shirt on, so it didn't, I wasn't fazed by it. But yeah, we like to be visible. That way it's like, it's not just students that see the Canvas invites or the promotional materials, but it's like students that are going to class or going to see financial aid, hitting up the K building, and they just need a little something sweet to, like, give them a little rattle dazzle for the day, have a nice conversation, and then we get a lot of really good feedback. One thing that my area stands 10 toes on is student-centered feedback, student-centered initiatives. Like, we don't want, it's been a little while since I've been in my undergrad.
If you don't know, Anisa loves a survey.
I love a survey. Like a formal survey, yes, but like I love talking to students and just saying, like, good, bad, ugly. Like, let us know what's going on that's like we can improve, that you're like, I absolutely hated this, I absolutely love this, et cetera, et cetera. Come kiki with your girl and Dean Macias. Like, we love to do that. And we literally serve y'all. Like, we're serving donuts. I'm whipping up hot cocos. I think we've seen about 66 students in an hour.
That's crazy.
It was... Okay, like we do need to, I might need to hire some of y'all to come help us with Donuts with the Dean, because there was a point where these athletes were like posted and I was making like 13 hot cocos at one time. It was, I'm gonna get one of those little fries.
On one condition. I need y'all to order a little more of the strawberry donuts with the little sprinkles on top.
Yes.
That's my jam.
We can do that.
Please.
We can do that. My jam is a jelly filled, okay?
Oh, you like a jelly filled?
Yeah. The only thing is, like, I always have lipstick on, so like then
you can't tell if it's the jelly or if it's
I'm saying I need a little touch up after that, but I'm never going to say no to a donut. Well, speaking of Donuts with a Dean, right?
Yeah, let's talk about our giveaway.
So we have this lovely donut backpack.
Zoom in.
Okay, y'all know how much these cost. Y'all see the little emblem up here. Okay, we're gonna be raffling this off, or opportunity drawing this off to one of our students, attendees from this semester. So if you haven't pulled up to Donuts with the Dean, pull up, because you get a chance to win this awesome backpack. Our next one is going to be September 16th, starting at 12:30 in the B Building Amphitheater. So definitely pull up.
But let's not get it twisted. This is the only one that we're raffling off. This is my personal bag. This is my personal backpack, and I thought it was just too cute to not show on camera. Right. So, and it vibes with the cup that I have. So let's just be clear that this one's not for raffle.
Maddie's very on brand. We'll see when it comes October.
Very on brand. Earrings too, right there. But what I participated in with Wow Week specifically, I did a lot of classroom presentations. Shout out to all of our faculty members who invited me to talk about special programs and services like EOPS, CARE, Next Up, CalWorks, the Food Pantry, Clothing Closet. What's that with Gaga? Another plane, another club, another bus.
No sleep, no rest. No, legit. I feel like that is special programs though.
Absolutely. It keeps you on your toes. But what I participated with in Wow Week specifically was not just the classroom presentations, but I also did the Club Rush, because I'm the Club True to You, which is the LGBT student organization on campus. I am their advisor. So I got to have a nice little table. Shout out to Javier for getting us in last minute. Thank you.
Our Director of Student Life.
Yes, Director of Student Life. But I got to see a lot of new faces. There was one student in particular, she seemed really shy. She kind of seemed lost. And I asked her how she was doing. How's your day going? I said, are you interested in joining any of the clubs? Because not just my club. Like, we had a bunch of other clubs. It was a little hot, so we had to share some of them tents. But but it was great. I was like, it's not just our club. Obviously, I wanted to build up membership for ours, but all the clubs here at Martha College. We have BSU, we have Shades of Sisters, we have True to You. We have our honor societies like Phi Theta Kappa, Alpha Gamma Sigma, and so much more. And if we don't have a club here for you, you can start one of your own. The Gamers Club or a poker night or anything like that.
I don't know about gambling on campus, but...
No, not gambling on campus.
You just need 3 students. Go talk to our Director of Student Life. He'll help you out, get you on the rundown. We actually have a senator of clubs and organizations. Her name is Ashley. She works in financial aid as a student worker. So if you want to pop over there and just ask her, like, how can I get started? Like, what any advice for promotional materials? She'll even help you bust down a flyer. You know what I'm saying? So you guys can send it out and get people interested and excited about that. So,
and of course, I may be a little biased, but when it comes to our multicultural student organizations and clubs here on campus, specifically BSU, True to You, Black Student Union, True to You, it helps students kind of like find their anchor here. And luckily, next week, we are having Find Your Anchor Week. Do you want to go on about that?
Yes, this is a new tradition. Like, one of my favorite things about my position is I get to be innovative and creative. And again, when we have those spaces like Donuts with the Dean or just talking to students on campus in general, we definitely want to get their feedback of like, well, what do you want to see more? Like, what can we do that grounds you? And I think some of the work that I did last semester with our Black Student Union, True to You, our Latinx Society, et cetera, like, it really opened our eyes to like, dang, these groups are really grounding for our students. We actually did some Find Your Anchor interviews. And we're gonna release that later on. We're still working on editing some of that. But the things our students were saying that these clubs give them, again, like that sense of community, kinship, et cetera, we want to expand that to not just the people that are lucky enough to come across them, but we want all of our students to have the opportunity to find their anchor, you know what I'm saying, ground you.
But what does that mean? Like, find your anchor, like find your tribe?
Find your vibe, find your tribe, find what grounds you, the community that's going to like uplift you. Because, you know, like when you're having a bad day, you don't just talk to the wall. Like you go and you kiki with your bestie, your mama, you know what I'm saying? Like your brother, sister, sometimes a dog. I ain't talking to my dogs. I'm not going to do. They just look at me like, girl, I'm not your therapist, but that's neither here nor there. So that's really where Find Your Anchor came from. And we're actually super stoked about that. So next, if you missed that club rush, for example, because it was a little hot, y'all, okay.
We did have Del Taco, though, I ain't gonna lie.
They were slanging out burritos, but yeah, if you missed that, you do have another opportunity. Part of Find Your Anchor, so we're doing a Find Your Anchor week, which we'll go into the breakdown of that later on, but just to highlight, we're doing a colorful connection, and again, new initiative in the Viking Grill and the outdoor quad area behind Student Services and Counseling. I'm not quite sure what that's called, but like
Courtyard,
okay.
It's a courtyard.
Be in the courtyard. Colorful connections in the courtyard. I actually love that. Yeah, so that's going to be next Thursday, August 14th, I believe.
Yes, Thursday.
Super dope. Again, we're partnering with all the communities on campus, student organizations, and cohorts like Shades of Sisters, which is for self-identifying women of color, and allies. Black Student Union, our Latinx Society, True to You Club, Phi Theta Kappa is going to be there. I want to say our Vets Club is going to be there. I'm not quite sure exactly what their title is. Yeah, they'll be there. So there's a lot of affinity groups, like, again, those groups that are based in community, kinship, et cetera, that are going to be there. We're going to have a nacho taco bar. So our clubs are so gracious.
Are there going to be jalapenos?
Always.
As long as there's jalapenos.
Jalapenos and cheese, all that. Sour cream, eat toto, okay? Like, literally, we're super excited. Our student orgs were so gracious to be like, you know what, we want it to be like a cookout, pulling up to your family barbecue vibe. So they're actually doing a potluck to promote the mixer and just come mix, mingle. Our athletics is going to be there. So if you want to meet some of our athletes that are, you know, putting in that work for our campus,
or join the sport.
Right. Like it's a time for you to get information, mix and mingle, and then just find your tribe. I think that's really what Find Your Anchor is. It's like finding your vibe, finding your tribe, community, kinship, all that.
Don't just go to school and just dip. Like,
right.
Participate. But we're going to go over that because now we're coming to, I want to say it's my favorite segment, but this is our first episode.
Right.
This is going to be my favorite segment moving on. But
yeah, so before we wrap that up, I'm super excited to jump into that favorite segment, your kids.
Can you just tell me something? Can you give me five, girl?
Can you give me five, girl?
Can you give me five, girl?
I don't know if you guys remember the Wayans Brothers show, but give me a five. And then it's like a frame that just pauses.
Oh, I thought
Maddie left hanging, so I'm moving on. Y'all see. That wasn't really equity. No, just kidding. So Maddie, give us 5 tips for success intro, you know what I'm saying? That this is our quick, no fluff, straight to the point, like what is going to help you do your best here at BCC, whether it's like, again, like we were talking about finding your people, saving some time, or just making it to the weekend, okay?
I think everyone should take at least 10 to 15 minutes to meet and greet the Welcome Center. The staff, it's like a small hub, but the staff there are pretty much knowledgeable about the entire campus, at least to an extent. At least to where you're not like wandering around by yourself, or you're not trying to figure things on your own. Go to the Welcome Center. If they don't know the answer, they can direct you to the people who do know the answer.
And we like to call it like our one-stop shop on campus. Like, I know a lot of times if you're first generation, like I was when I first started coming to school, I didn't know, like you don't know what you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like very difficult trying to navigate all those different systems, like what's financial aid. And then there's so many acronyms that we use in higher education that's like FAFSA or your Pell or CCPG, and you're just like, am I getting money for school or not? You know what I'm saying? So going to our Welcome Center, even when it comes down to like our programs, right? EOPS, SOS, SPS, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like they will break that down for you. Like just come as you are, let them know what you're here for, and they'll literally be that bridge, Equi-Tea, okay? And connect you with the services, programs, et cetera, departments that you need to see. Plus, you get your student ID over there, and we'll talk about that.
But also use the library and the TLSC always, because that should be, your study hub. A lot of students don't know they actually have private rooms in the library that you can check out with you and your friends. Let's say you guys have a group project and you don't really have like somewhere really quiet or somewhere really to concentrate. Right. They have those private rooms in the back of the library. You can rent them or check them out just like they're a text.
Free 99 too. And they have like TVs, like flat screen TVs in there.
So if you have like a presentation.
Right, like you got to hook up your laptop, whatever. Like I've actually utilized that.
Me too.
When I was time here. And I'm not gonna hold you like I would also nap in there, but I would suggest that. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but your girl was working like 4 or 5 jobs when I was doing my undergrad, so that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying, use the rooms. They're there for y'all, okay?
And, our library is not just filled with textbooks that you can just check out and read for, relaxation. A lot of our textbooks that we use here in classes are in the library, and you can check them out for free. For like a couple hours at a time to make free copies to take it home. So if you're on the struggle bus that first week of school where your financial aid didn't kick in, maybe your book voucher didn't kick in, or maybe you don't qualify for a book voucher, go to the library and get your textbooks situated till you get your textbook.
Our TLSC too, like I might be a little biased because I used to work down there as a learning support specialist. But again, free access, right? Like if you need to do a typing test for a job, you can get that done down there. The learning support specialists are so helpful. We have peer tutoring. So these are students that have taken our classes, passed it with a fire grade, and now they're able to share that knowledge.
And free Wi-Fi.
Free Wi-Fi. And then we also like, again, don't wait till you're drowning or struggling in these classes. Like I know myself, I'm not the best with sciences, right? So you best believe bio, I was in there all the time. And one thing that some people don't really know about is there's faculty members doing faculty-led workshops, one-on-one assistance. So you can literally go down there, meet with your teacher, and get one-on-one help if you're struggling, or preventive measures like don't wait till you drown in, just wait till you feel a little bit of water on your feet.
Yeah, a lot of students are, and again, you don't know what you don't know. There's going to be some type of online component to all of your classes, regardless if it's in person, hybrid, or strictly online. So just jump in while you're ahead of the game and get used to it. Some of our students like, well, I need a laptop. Like, well, unfortunately, we may not have that resource readily available. Right. Just go to the TLSC.
But we have 100 computers down there that you could use, and they're not ever there's never a point where all of them are being used.
And there's computers in the library as well. So there's something there for you to use.
Right.
But I would like to say, show up and show out at all these campus events. Don't just go to class and then go home, come back to your other class and then go home again. No, participate as a student here, because that's where you're going to find your tribe, find your anchor, and really, make the most out of, because school does not have to be boring. Right. It doesn't have to be boring. There's stuff here to do, no matter where you walk into.
And one way you can get access, again, to all that wonderful stuff, our student activities, our ASG events, etc. Get that student ID card, y'all. Go to the Welcome Center. It's free, okay? You can even, I think it's like a $2 fee for the sticker.
Yeah.
You can even have that taken out of your financial aid. Go get that, because again, perks on campus, free food. If you're hungry, the people will be fed, okay? There's so many events that, like Maddie said, our Club Rush had, free burritos. We do donuts with the dean. That little sticker gets you access to all that, plus those perks in the community, right? Like
Yeah.
local discounts, etc. So.
And again, just to kind of touch base, she said hit up those office hours, but sometimes your instructor's office hours are taking place inside the TLSC. So read your syllabus, know when those office hours are, but also make connections, meaning like join a club, join a sports team here. We have a lot of sports teams here, or maybe you don't, maybe you like sports and you just want to go watch the sports teams.
Tailgate. Support our athletes. They work really hard. So definitely. And I think even take a walk around campus, y'all. Like, explore the campus. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know where things are at. But, like, we're really friendly. Like, if you look like a lost little child and you need a tour, you can even go to the Welcome Center and get a tour, get that one-on-one handoff to all these different areas and stuff like that. So just getting to know the campus, I think, is really important.
Yeah, and a good way to get to know your campus is that, let's, little reiteration of Find Your Anchor next week.
Right, 100%. We have so much going on for that. So I think like finding your anchor is also aligned with like finding your flow, right? Like you exploring campus, knowing the study rooms, setting study routines. I think even if you know you're on campus all day Tuesday and Thursday and you have like an hour gap between your classes here and there, go in the TLSC, go in the library, like go visit with financial aid. Make sure you're taking care of all your stuff and maximizing your time, right?
Yeah.
Part of that is, again, if you're on campus Monday through Thursday next week is our Find Your Anchor. So we actually have a grip of stuff going on for that that I could talk about, right? So Monday we have an art installation, an anchor wall, anchored at BCC. That's going to be happening in the Viking Grill. Our student trustee, Valerie Pamphal, she's going to be there 12:30 to 1:30. Just helping people add to the art. It's going to be really exciting. Tuesday we have Active Minds movie and game night starting at 3 p.m. Again, most of this is going to be in the Viking Grill. Wednesday, special programs. I don't know if you want to talk about that little collab you guys are doing.
Yeah, we're going to be collaborating with Black Student Union with a little mixer that's open to their members. And of course, if you're not a member or you're not part of SPS yet, just join in. Maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you'll find out that you may qualify for these programs.
And I think they're going to have canes. Blueberry told me they're going to have some canes chicky. Mm-hmm. Thursday, again, like we said, Colorful Connections, that affinity group mixer potluck. That's going to be starting at 2:30 in the... What was it called? Colorful Connections in the courtyard. And the Viking Grill. So super excited for that. Followed by a Transfer 101 workshop from 4 to 5 p.m. in the Transfer Center. So a lot is going on campus. We're super excited for this new initiative.
And next week on Monday, the 11th, from 10:30 to 4 or 10 to 4:30, come to the K building and apply for special programs and services. It's one application. We literally screen you for every single program that's under special programs and services. So
literally building bridges,
making connections. But shout out to our behind the scenes crew, IT and M&O, who make this campus function. And without any of those two departments, we would not function properly.
We would have no music. We'd have no tables, no setup.
The campus wouldn't look pretty.
Yeah, we love them. And, before we let y'all go, we want to hear from you too. So we'll let Maddie talk a little bit about I love a survey, okay?
This is not just our podcast. This is our podcast. So you at home or in class or in your office, please let us know what you want to talk about that is equity-based. Maybe it's a conversation that we're not really talking about, and that maybe we're just, again, we don't know what we don't know. So again, we want to hear your feedback. Is there a link is there a link below? We don't know. We'll find out.
There might be.
There might be in the description. We'll see.
Yeah, so definitely, who do you want to see us bring on? What topics do you want us to cover? What questions or stories, should we amplify? Maybe you're a student and you came across another student, or you have your own story and you're like, it needs to be shared with the world. Come on. Fill out the form.
Well, this was great with you today.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool to steep in Equi-Tea Talk. You see what I did there?
And we can't wait till brew next episode.
That's a knee slap.
And this was Equi-Tea Talk, y'all. Hope to see you next time.
Yeah, we're super excited. So keep sipping, keep showing up, keep being lit.
Bye.